This past week, I got to visit Mother Olga and the Daughters of Mary of Nazareth in their convent. And with them was the Waters family of Weymouth. And their son is Quinn. He's a 5-year-old boy who's been fighting a brain tumor and cancer of the brain for a while now. And recently they've received good news, a good report, good scan that the tumors are shrinking, which is a great joy. But Quinn, he's received a lot of attention because of everything going on, both in his family, in his town, but in the news in a larger environment. He's often called the Mighty Quinn, which is awesome, and he is a mighty warrior, like the Mighty Quinn in the song. But with all this attention, his older sister Maggie is quite the entrepreneur, and she's been capitalizing a little bit on this attention of her younger brother. And she started a lemonade stand to start selling lemonade, and she's made quite a profit in the process with everyone coming to visit Quinn. And so quite literally, she's taken a difficult situation, she's taken lemons, and she's made lemonade with them into something positive. And we see that this is a very Christian attitude, to take the difficulties of life and to turn them into opportunities, into grace and gift. And we see this with St. Paul in the Acts of the Apostles in our reading today. St. Paul has been imprisoned numerous times. He's been imprisoned in Philippi, he's been imprisoned in Ephesus, and now he's in Caesarea in the Holy Land, and he's on trial by Festus and King Agrippa, and then he's about to be sent off to Rome to be on trial before Caesar himself. So rather than getting down on these difficult situations, he sees them rather as opportunities to proclaim the gospel, to proclaim the good news of Jesus Christ in new environments and in new ways. And so he's taken the lemons of life and he's made lemonade, by God's grace. And so may we too as well, when we undergo difficulties in life, may we recognize that God is present to us and he's giving us, usually there's an opportunity somewhere. And we can ask God always, where are you leading me? What are you inviting me to do with the situation that I find myself in? Because we recognize God's providence and his goodness even in the midst of difficult situations. And the reason why we can do this as Christians, why St. Paul can do this, is because of Jesus Christ himself, who is the master in this regard. He's the one who takes his suffering and death on the cross and transforms it into the tree of life and the instrument of grace. He's the one who can take someone like Simon Peter that we read about today, who betrayed him 3 times. And now 3 times he asks him, Simon, son of John, do you love me? And so he redeems and he transforms Peter from being a sinner and a fisherman to being a saint and a fisher of men. And so if the Lord, if he can do this with the worst that is out there, with sin, with death, with suffering, how much more can he do that in our own lives as well? That we can come before him with whatever we have to offer, whether that's our sadness, whether that's our sin, whether that's our challenges in life, and that by his grace, Jesus can transform these things. And so it's not so much us turning lemons into lemonade, but it's rather the power and the grace of Jesus Christ changing sin and death into resurrection to eternal life.